Hi, this is Fuad Abbasov, a broker with Right at Home Realty, and this is your monthly real estate statistics. The residential real estate market in Greater Toronto area, as well as in most of Canada, has experienced explosive growth over the last 18 months, fueled by low interest rates, changing preferences and needs related to working at home, and increased investor activity. Home prices have soared more than 50% over this period. Although the market saw a record monthly increase in February, as buyers acted ahead of rate increases by Bank of Canada, in March it became clear that the pandemic rally we've witnessed in the real estate market was starting to lose steam. At first it was a drop in the number of offer registrations. Things were still selling, sure, but the number of buyers fighting for them was in decline. Then it was a sharp increase in the number of listings that were failing to sell on offer night, only to be released the following day. We were starting to see more properties simply sitting when their price strategy was poorly received. To sum it up, real estate market took a breath last month after some eye-popping price increases to begin the year. As inventory increases, prices decrease. It's the law of supply and demand. Higher mortgage rates projected to climb much higher are shifting sentiment. However, it's too early for a rate hike to fundamentally shake the market like it has, but psychology changes fast. Now, let's take a closer look at detached home sales in major areas of Greater Toronto area. Toronto, the average selling price of detached home was $1.9 million, an 8% increase from March of last year. However, home sales took a steep decline from February of this year, when average selling price was $2.11 million. The amount of sold properties and new listings has dropped significantly. In the City of Vaughan, an average selling price of a detached home was $2.05 million, a 21% increase from March of last year. However, prices went down from sales in February of this year when average selling price was $2.21 million. Richmond Hill, the average selling price is $2.04 million, an almost 12% increase from March of last year. The amount of new listings was down by 20%, and the amount of sold properties was down by 35%. In the City of Mississauga, we've seen a monthly selling price down from $1.91 million in the month of February to $1.77 million in the month of March. However, prices went up 12% compared to March of last year. Markham, the average selling price was $2 million, a 19% increase from March of last year. However, prices went down from $2.09 million in the month of February. In Newmarket, the average selling price of detached home was $1.54 million, a slight decline from $1.61 million in the month of February. However, prices were up 24% compared to March of last year. In Aurora, there were twice as less properties sold this year compared to March of last year. An average selling price of detached home was $1.98 million, a 29% increase from March of last year. In Innisfil, the average selling price of detached home $1.22 million, a 29% increase compared to March of last year. The amount of sold properties was down by 42%. There were 11 detached home sales in King City in the month of March. An average selling price $3.59 million. The amount of new listings was down by 39% compared to March of last year. Just like everywhere else, in Bradford, the amount of sold properties was down by 41%. The average selling price continued to climb higher and was sitting at $1.47 million, 39% increase compared to March of last year. In Milton, an average selling price of a detached home was up 28% compared to March of last year and was sitting at $1.71 million. The amount of sold properties was down by 47%. Stouffville, average selling price $1.91 million, a 28% increase from March of last year. The amount of sold properties was down by 54%. and amount of new listings was down by 22%. Barrie. We see a slightly higher number of new listings in the month of March. However, sold properties was down by 44% compared to March of last year, and average selling price was $1.04 million, a 28% increase compared to last year. Canadian government plans to ban most foreigners from buying homes for 2 years and provide billions of dollars to spur construction activity. Most likely prices are not going to fall as a result, though it takes away some of the competition from the hottest real estate market in Canadian housing history. If you'd like to receive your own personalized sales report about real estate activity in your neighborhood, please email me at sold@fuadhomes.com or call me at 647-801-3401. Thanks for watching and see you next month.